Hey guys, welcome back to Rebecca Writes, and today I will be showing you how you can include God into your writing. So let's get started. In writing Christian books, this is what most people think of, right? That's what most people think that Christian books are, that's all that there is. They're just Amish books that are boring, that have no plot. But there's a lot more. There are more genres than you could possibly imagine that a Christian book would have. We have fiction, and we have fantasy, and we have sci-fi even. It's just amazing to see how many genres we have within Christian fiction. But most people don't know how to include God into their writing because we've grown up with so many books that don't include God. So how would you include him in such, say, fantasy or fiction even? It's really easy to do, and I will show you how. Christian book that you will ever own in your life, because it has romance, it has action, it has just things you wouldn't even believe. It has miracles that are greater than any fantasy, any magical place. It is the most amazing book. It's the most amazing love letter that I have ever read in my life, and I really wish that you guys would read it because it really inspires my life, and I hope it would inspire you. And I'll have a link to any apps or any where you can get these. It's the greatest Christian book there ever was and ever is and ever will be, because it's God's love letter to us. It literally has everything that we need in our lives, and I say that we try to emulate what he's done for us in this book to what we do in our other Christian fiction with fantasy and such. But how do we do this? Because we can't just make the Bible, we can't just rewrite the Bible and do that, because that's wrong. It says it in. Let's start off with fantasy. Most people know of this movie. It's kind of a movie and a book because it's made into a movie. It's C.S. Lewis in the Chronicles of Narnia. Most people don't think, well, that's not Christian. Yes, it is. It literally says in the third movie, if you remember, that there are other ways that Aslan is described. And that is more of an allegory. That's the way God is described in that book, where they go into this magical world and they experience all these things. But it's truly in the center. God is in the center of it. And he's described as the lion. He is strong. He sacrificed himself. And that is the form of Jesus in that book, because he died to protect the Pevensey's, and he just protected them through it all. And that was the way C.S. Lewis showed allegory in fantasy. There are many famous allegories out there, including Wishtress, and the book I'm writing has an allegory in it, and so many more. I'll put them all up here for you to see. There are just so many great books that have allegories that can show the Christian world in such an easy way, in such an understandable way, that you'll want to read God's word and you'll want to read more of those books, because it's just, you get so engrossed in how fun it is that you don't even realize God's in it. But when you do realize it, it just grows your faith so much more, and it just makes it so exciting to read. Now, to go on with contemporary fiction, it's very easy. In many contemporary fiction, there are many easy ways that you can illustrate God, because you're not in a different world. Where with fantasy, you're in a different world where God didn't die on the cross for their sins. He died on the cross to save us for the world, the earth. And so, it's very easy to do contemporary fiction. You have to include things like a life-changing event that might have led them to Christ, or they're a saved person rededicating their life to Christ. There are many easy ways, because we live on this earth. We have a biblical influence in this world. We just have to show it, and then we have to reflect that to others, because other people don't see the Christian influence that we have, and that we can spread the light. Like, I can spread the light through this content, and I can spread the light through my other channel, and we can just show that Christian fiction is so much more important than any other secular fiction. And then we need to spread the light about Christian fiction and how important it is, and how we need to put God more in our writing. because the world's growing darker. They don't know. Most people don't know about Christ, or they just reject him anyway. So if we can influence them by writing books about him and writing books how we can show how God is loving, and God will bring them back to you, and they will love you regardless. If we can show God's true light through our books and through our writing, it will be really amazing. And it will really influence others to see him and to follow him, and just, it'll be so amazing. And so I ask for any writers out there, I would love if y'all would take the call to please write Christian fiction in any way you can. If it's fantasy, if it's any genre that you dream, it would be there. If you can write it through allegories, if you can even write it through life-changing events that led them there. You literally have so many ways that you can show Christ in here. And it's always important. We have to base it off this, because if we do not base it off the Bible, we're taking it into our own. We're making it what we want, and that's wrong. We have to make it what God would approve of and what God would say was right. And what we do with Christian writing, we have to do that. We have to make sure that God would approve of it, and something that would make God happy. And not all of it has to be Amish or other books that most people might think are Christian. It can be any genre that you would want it to be. So I just call to action for all those Christian writers out there, that you do need to write your books, that your books are important, and that God needs to see the light of your writing, and that you need to spread it throughout the world, because God will bless you for it. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this video about how to include God in your writing, and that you will include God in your writing, because it is so important that we can spread the light to others. If you don't mind liking and subscribing, I would really enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all next time. Bye.